Hi, so this video explains how the desktop version of BrookCheck manages the consent of service providers. If you're using the mobile version, please watch the separate video on service provider consent. So firstly, I just want to explain something about the context. So according to new laws, we need to obtain the consent of service providers if we want to store personal data about them. That includes their names and our assessments of their work. So if we want to store details of an assessment on BrookCheck, we must get their consent first, and we also need to explain to them how we will use their data. So as a result, we programmed BrookCheck so that it will produce a short text which needs to be read to service providers asking for their consent. So let's look at how this works in the desktop version. So I'm just going to log in, and then I'm going to open up a service provider work-based assessment questionnaire. Okay. So let's see what happens when I select a service provider in this box. So if the service provider has not previously given their consent, this text will appear. So let's try this one. So you can see that a text now appears. Brook UK would like to store the information you provide to us about your work as well as your name. Brook UK will only use this information to advise you over time on how to improve animal welfare, and so on. So this text will appear also in the mobile device, but if you are using a paper form, if you've captured the data on a paper form and have entered it into BrookCheck now, or you're sitting in the office, then you would need to fill out this form. So you select the service provider's name, and you would also need to put in the name of the person who witnessed the statement, which is from the user list. And then you can press agree. So let's just choose anyone. And then it records the consent. So once you've done this, the text will not appear another time. In other words, once you've got the service provider's consent, you will only need to do it once. You won't need to do it on another occasion. So if the service provider did not agree, then BrookCheck won't let you continue recording the assessment. So you could still do this on paper and keep the paper record, but you'll not be able to upload the results to the system. Finally, as an in-country administrator, you can also see which service providers have given consent, and you can do this by going to the administration section. So if we have a look here in the top right-hand corner, click on administration, and then go to administration setup, and then the service provider tab. You can see that the consent of the service provider, this person here, has been recorded on today's date, and this was the person who recorded the consent. Okay, so that's all. It's very simple, but if you have any further questions, please ask Motor Michikata about this. Thanks for watching.